Nominations for this record. What does it mean to get there?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, this is the second time we've been nominated, so I've got a really strange sort of sense of what it actually is and what it does and how it helps you, and that I think that makes it mean more than it was when we first were touring. So yeah.
This record was obviously a bit of a change from the first one, bringing a lot more of the electronics and things like that. So, but did you feel when you were making it specifically that it was this kind of this move on, this shift in perspective?
I felt very different when I was making it. I felt like I was in a darker place, and I felt like I wanted to make music which would lift me out of it, and I really was very aware of my capacity to be incredibly depressive when it comes to songwriting, so I was almost fighting against that, and the whole album is like a struggle against that, and a struggle to make something much more beautiful and more glowing, I guess is the word. So, yeah.
It glows.
It glows.
You do well. In terms of the list, it's many people saying it's probably the strongest list that there's been for the Mercuries in terms of there being no kind of obvious way where the judges are going. What did you make when you saw who you were up against?
I was blown away. I mean, John Hopkins for me, Immunity is probably my favourite. I haven't heard all the albums, but so far, I mean, that's one of my favourite albums of the last few years. I think I've listened to it constantly, and I've had many emotional moments with it, which is a really amazing thing to have with electronic music, because it's computers, basically. But I sort of see it as a list that I need to go home and have a glass of wine and listen to about 5 or 6 of them for the first time, I must admit.
What do you feel about Mr. Everyone was obviously the headline is David Bowie being included in the list. How do you feel about his comeback, the fact that you're kind of in the same list as him?
Well, I remember being at school and listening, to cassette tapes of David Bowie. That's how old I am. Cassette tapes of Hunky Dory, and that was my. I remember learning how to write listening to his music. So to be on any sort of list with him is incredible. Yeah, I'm just astounded.
Do you think he's going to come along on the night?
I'll give him a call. I'll make sure he does.
So you've got contacts, man. That's how good you are.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.